High Commissioner's residence. A Hindu man was beaten to death by a mob over allegations of blasphemy in Bangladesh's Meemsing district. According to police, a group of people accused him of making derogatory remarks about Prophet Muhammad, attacked him. Tensions on the ground continue to rise. Protesters have hit the streets accusing Hasina of assassinating Hadi, who was set to contest upcoming elections in February. Protesters raised slogans against India, demanded Hasina's extradition, also targeted office of the Awami League, torched houses of Hasina's close aides.
আমরা শহীদ শরীফ ওসমান হাদির আদর্শ ও ত্যাগকে শক্তিতে পরিণত করি, ধৈর্য ধারণ করি, অপপ্রচার ও গুজবে কান না দিই এবং যে কোনো হঠকারী সিদ্ধান্ত থেকে বিরত থাকে। যারা দেশকে অস্থিতিশীল করতে চান তাদের ফাঁদে পা না দিয়ে আসুন আমরা সবাই ঐক্যবদ্ধভাবে গণতন্ত্র, ন্যায় বিচার ও গণমানুষের অধিকার প্রতিষ্ঠার পথে অবিচল পদক্ষেপে এগিয়ে যাই।
এর বিচার যদি বিচার না হয় তাহলে ভবিষ্যতে কোনো হাদি আর জন্ম নেবে না। তাহলে আমাদের আসলে এই হাদি যেহেতু আমাদের থেকে চলে গেছে, এরপর যদি কোনো হাদি এরকম আসবে না, আর যদি আসতে হয় তাহলে সবাইকে অবশ্যই এর প্রতিবাদে এবং এই যে হত্যাকাণ্ডের প্রতিবাদে জুলাইয়ের মতো আমাদের সবাইকে একসাথে ঐক্যবদ্ধ থেকে এই হত্যাকাণ্ডের বিচার যাতে অবশ্যই এদেশে মাটিতে হয় সে ব্যাপারে সবাইকে ঐক্যবদ্ধ থাকতে হবে।
গুলি করা থেকে এর মদতদাতা, এর পৃষ্ঠপোষকতা, এর অর্থদাতা এবং দেশের বাহিরে যে যদি এর সাথে যারা জড়িত আছে সকলের মুখোশ উন্মোচন করে আমরা এর বিচার চাই।
আমার ওখানে ওই যে আমাদের ক্যামেরা, লেন্স, আনুষঙ্গিক সবকিছু মিলে প্রায় আমার একটা সাংবাদিকের ডয়ারে প্রায় ধরো না 25 থেকে 30 লাখ টাকার জিনিস থাকে। আমার সব স্মৃতি, আমার যে এত বছরের কেরিয়ারে যে ছবি তোলা, আমার যে 4-5টা হার্ড ড্রাইভ, তারপরে হচ্ছে আমার পাসপোর্ট,
4 থেকে 6 তলা পর্যন্ত পুরোটাই ভাঙচুর করছে, লুটতরাজ করছে, একদম একটা ড্রয়ার পর্যন্ত খালি রাখে নাই, সব চেক করে সব নিয়ে গেছে, ভাঙছে।
I'm going to go straight across to Shivani for more details on that story. Worrying pictures, horrific pictures have come in from Bangladesh, but the other big concern here, Shivani, has got to do with the fact that I understand protesters are in fact breaching the barricades and are moving towards the India-Bangladesh border. This is a huge concern for India. Tell us more about how the government is viewing the situation. Shivani.
Neha, we are seeing that since past 4 days, there have been multiple protests, especially targeting the Rajshahi's Assistant High Commissioner of India. And these protesters, they are coming in the shape of mobs. There are people who are associated with certain radical anti-India organizations. That's what the intelligence inputs are now pointing out. We've seen how after the news about Hadi's death broke out last evening, with the vandalization of property, the media houses out there, the buildings were set on fire on multiple cities across Bangladesh. This violence continues, Sneha. And this is happening since last many days. Certainly, the escalation started yesterday after the news about Hadi's death had broken out. But even before that, we are witnessing the kind of chaos, the violence, and especially the anti-India protests that are going on. So the intelligence inputs are now pointing out towards a conspiracy that certain elements in Bangladesh, they are not only trying to provoke the sentiment against India out there, but they are also targeting the Indian diplomats inside Bangladesh, not only at one place in Rajshahi, we've been seeing and getting multiple pictures and videos from there, but also in many other Assistant High Commission offices across Bangladesh, Sneha. So the situation remains volatile. The Indian agencies are mapping it. They are monitoring it. They are on a high alert. And in India also, I must tell you that the security situation is being viewed when it comes to Bangladesh embassy here in India. The security has been heightened out here. And also the northeastern states that share their border with Bangladesh, out there also the security agencies are on a high alert. So the whole situation remains quite volatile as we are seeing a continuing violence inside Bangladesh and the targeting of Indian diplomats inside Bangladesh, various cities, including the Rajshahi.
All right, Shivani getting us those details at this point in time. I'm going to leave it there for the moment, telling us about the situation. Remember, various northeastern states share the border with Bangladesh, and that indeed is a worrying situation. Dhaka is now looking at these developments cautiously, and so is India. Journalist from Dhaka, Junaid Khan, is with us. Please do tell us what, in your opinion, is really the future path for your country. Is history being rewritten or democracy coming undone? How will elections also take place in this sort of a volatile situation, Junaid?
This is really a tough question, whether Bangladeshi democracy is coming undone or getting better, because those who are doing this vandalism, what happened last night, the biggest daily, Bangla Daily and English Daily, the Prothom Alo and the Daily Star, and there is a very essential, and I think this is very historical organization, Chayanot. This was also vandalized by these people.
Focus to our neighboring country now. This is breaking news coming in from Bangladesh. Bangladesh burns as protesters hit the streets. Awami League office razed in Rajshahi. Mob breaks barricades in Chittagong. Angry mob marches to Indian mission. This is alarming rise in anti-India sentiment. Protesters marched to the High Commission. Anti-India slogans shouted by protesters. Bring fugitive Hasina back demands raised. Parliamentary panel raises concern over the bilateral ties. Ties are at worst since 1971, viewers. This is what the parliamentary panel report has to say. Renewed protests where people are seen, mostly the youth, hitting the streets in Dhaka.
তাদেরকে ভুয়া ভুয়া স্লোগান দিচ্ছেন আমরা শুনতে পাচ্ছি আমরা যতটুকু দেখেছি পুলিশের দুটি বাধা ব্যারিকেড তারা ভেঙে ঠিক ভারতীয় সহকারী যে হাই কমিশন
These are the visuals, viewers, that we're bringing to you from December 18th, which is yesterday itself. Ashutosh, in fact, joining me on the broadcast. Ashutosh Mishra joining me on the broadcast with more details on this. Ashutosh, what are we learning today in terms of these protests that we see that's hit different pockets of Bangladesh? Renewed protests we are seeing hitting the streets. Demand remains to be the same. One being bring Hasina back, and the two we see destruction of Awami League property.
Well, it is not just only a protest. In fact, it's a violence. The whole nation is now burning, and this has come following the death report of Sharif Usman Hadi, one of the Inqilab Manch leader who was shot dead by assailants by an unknown shooters on 12th of December in a rally in Dhaka. Hadi was taken to Singapore for medical treatment, and last late night when he died, eventually the report that triggered across Bangladesh, fueling violence, large scale of properties are being set ablaze. In fact, many of these organizations, remember the Hadi Usman was also independent candidate from 8 parliamentary seat of Dhaka from the capital, and he was known for quite his aggressive statements against India when he also talked about greater Bangladesh, where he made certain parts of North